Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy KQ. I'm gonna switch up a little bit tonight, man. Getting some questions about my all seeing eye, eye of Ra, eye of Horus, and crosses, right? So I'm really not gonna define any of them down to a T. I'm just gonna do a high level video. Hopefully, it sparks some interest to those that have it or those that have questions about it to gain more information on it. Keep in mind that when you are researching something, that it may not be quick, may not be able to be done in an hour, it may take days, it may take a week, but you got to be committed to the journey. You got to be committed to knowledge. But the way I go about it is I continue finding information, whether it's in a book, whether it's online, um, or something I see on TV, and it causes me to look it up. Even at that point, you have to be willing to commit to the process. Reading one piece of literature or one piece of source material that has something there that makes sense to you, that is not the end of it. That just gives you information to compare as you continue, on that scavenger hunt of truth. So you keep on going, and as you continue going through the material that you're reading or what you're finding, if it's consistent, it's holding true. It's probably right. If it's consistent, if it begins to change a little bit, gets a little muddy, something that was said here is different that was said there. Aha. Now you want to take pause, continue researching, making sure. So don't go by the first thing that you see. First thing you see is probably not always right. So you keep going. That's what I do. I continue on until basically everything that I'm finding is pretty much the same. It's not quick, it's not easy, but one thing I can tell you, it's definitely worth it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and one thing I told them is, we truly stop growing mentally after high school or college. Somebody said, why? I said, because your age continue changing, right? You go 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And outside of work, becoming better at that, going through those type of trainings, what commitment or dedication is anyone really making to self knowledge, to growth of one's ability to speak about different topics, ability to speak about why you live your life the way you do? Why do you have a certain type of tattoo versus, hey, look good on the wall? Are you growing? Are you growing with your age? Or is your age growing without you? Think about that. Are you growing with your age? Or is your age growing without you? What do you know this year of value that you didn't know last year? And if there's nothing of substance that you know now that you could say somewhere at dinner or out with friends that someone would want to hear, probably don't know much, probably haven't learned anything. Got to do better. But how can you teach somebody else that knowledge is power, knowledge is key, if we're forgetting to follow those same concepts and thoughts and understanding ourselves? So back to the point. All right, so give you some quick high level information. So Eye of Ra, sun god. So when you see the Eye of Ra, it should be looking in the mirror, the right eye. So when you see the right eye, that's the Eye of Ra. The left eye is the Eye of Horus. They have also been connected with what we call the all-seeing eye because of the eye shape. Eye of Ra, right eye. Eye of Horus, left eye. Right eye meaning sun for Ra, left eye meaning moon for Horus. Okay? So those two eyes. Where we're going to go next is, what does it mean? What does the Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra actually mean now? Since now we know left and right, which is which, what does it mean? All right, so here's the thing. I found where it said that the Eye of Horus or Ra means the six senses. And those six senses are the different pieces that give the eye its shape. So I'm not going to go through saying what the six senses are and what pieces of the shape each thing means. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you the senses. So touch, taste, hearing, thought, sight, and smell. So those are the six pieces of the eye of Horus. So when you look at it, you see the eye, you see the line, brow. All the pieces are represented by the six senses. So look that up, Google that, and it'll give you that piece of information. But here's another thing. I've also found where it says the eye of Horus represents a battle. Battle remembrance, if you will. So how can it be the six senses when it represents a battle? Right? So I'm going to give you that information too. So it's saying that with the eye of Horus, that the three main parts we'll focus on, which will be like the little spiral, the eye itself, and the teardrop. So the eye basically just representing the all-seeing piece of it, and that it's watching you, right? So the eye piece of it is the ability to watch and see and make sure everything is good. The teardrop was from the battle between Horus and Set. Set damaged Horus's eye. Horus damaged Set's testicles. So the god Thoth fixed his eye, but left the line that you guys see, the tear marking, as remembrance of what occurred. Remembrance of what occurred. Think about that. And of course the spiral being another piece too. But what I'm saying is, guys, you have one entity saying that it represents the remembrance of a battle that occurred, and you got another thing that says it represents the six senses. Man, that's far-fetched between the two, but it's up to you to decide what you want it to mean and what it means for you. To me, not particularly something that I would get tatted on me, only because it's just, to me, based on both of the meanings that I've just read to what I stand for, my values, and when I get a tattoo, the representation of that tattoo for me can't have multiple meanings. It needs to mean one thing. It has to mean one thing, one interpretation. And I know what you're saying. Well, this is called the all-seeing eye. Don't you have an all-seeing eye? Glad you asked that question. Check this out. So, what I have is the all-seeing eye that's shaped inside of the triangle, which we already said was a trinity, right? I think that thing that's being represented. The three is a great number because all numbers below it is a sum of 2 + 1 = 3. So, this all-seeing eye means just this one thing. It doesn't come from a battle. It doesn't represent senses. It didn't come from anything other than, check this out, it was originally symbolic of a higher spiritual power or God, a watchful caretaker of humanity, or an awakened spiritual part within, or awakening spiritual part within. Yeah, exactly what I said it means to me. Just a higher power looking over me, making sure that I'm safe, I'm protected. Explains the God that I believe in. That's the eye that's watching me. That's how I've applied it within my life and within my faith and within myself. So the all-seeing eye within the triangle is depicted to me different based on terminology, based on historical value. Has Freemason, Illuminati, adopted the all-seeing eye and put their meaning to it. They have, and that's fine. But the Eye of Horus, the Eye of Ra, yes, they are categorized as all-seeing because of the way the eyes are, but they have different meanings. A car and a truck, SUV, are all categorized as automobiles. Wouldn't you agree? All-seeing eyes, all three of them are different, categorized all-seeing eyes. All those are categorized as automobiles, but guess what? They are different. They are different. A truck is not a car. Automobile, different uses. Things I can use with a truck, can't do with a car. Definition of them are different. What you can do with them. Same thing with all-seeing eye, with the with the actual in the triangle. It's different meaning, different way that it happened. Eye of Ra and Horus. I just told you two meanings about that one. And I'm sure there's probably some other ones depending on what you read. And these actual Eye of Horus and Ra, back in Egyptian times, they're and what I've read as well is their interpretation or the way they viewed things was very fluid, right? So that's why you see the Eye of Ra or Horus, and people are calling one the other and one the other, even though they're facing the opposite way. So let's say if the eye of Ra is the right eye, and somebody's saying I got the Eye of Ra, but it's the Eye of Horus, direction, it's still okay because it's fluid. If you do some of your research, you'll see that there's even forgot how they're saying the name, but it's Ra hyphen, and then that second name starts with an H because they were seen together, so they ran their name together and had a name that was combined. So they were almost seen as one in some aspects. Yep. And could be because Ra and Horus are both fighting Set together because Set killed Horus's brother, but who knows? So maybe that's why they were together. But know about what you talk about. So talk about the word God. So maybe this helps define it for me. So God in Christianity, the creator and ruler of the universe and source of all moral authority, the supreme being or the supreme being. One. I'll read the second definition. In certain other religions, a superhuman being or spirit worshipped as having power over nature or human fortunes, a deity. Okay, so depending on what your God is, one of these will apply to you, and will help explain, why you may have a certain tattoo, or just why you view life a certain way, and that's okay. But all I'm saying is, whatever that is, just stand firm in it. When you talk about it, speak with it with pride and conviction. Have unwavering faith where if someone tries to question or make what you're saying seems as though it's far-fetched or doesn't have a place, show them that it does. Not by opinion. Go find the information that causes you to stand tall, that causes you to feel proud. Because I tell you one thing, when I talk about my particular position on faith and how I feel and how I view it and why I view it a certain way, best believe that what I say is not about opinion. What I say, you can look it up, or I'm going to be able to effectively have a dialogue with you of how can you discount it at all. What is your position on whatever it is you're saying that it's not? So tell me what it is. Some people can, some people can't. Stand firm in what you believe. Have unwavering faith and know that there is something. For me, I know exactly what it is, but if you are still on that search and on that hunt for what else is out there, don't stop. And anything that causes somebody to be better today than they were yesterday because they found something to believe in, regardless of what that is, support them. Support them. Anything that's causing somebody to be better today than yesterday because of something they believe in, it's making them better, support them. Help them. Best thing you can do is put somebody on a track to spiritual, mental, and physical growth and improvement. They'll have a better life. You'll feel better for helping somebody else. Guys, KQ, it's been real. Think about how research is done. May take time, but it's definitely worth it. Know what you're talking about when you're speaking with someone else, because there's nothing worse than trying to start a conversation with someone, and by the time that conversation is over, you wish you didn't say anything. And I'll be honest with you, I make it a point, if someone says something to me about things that I'm passionate about, the conversation is not going to necessarily be pretty. And the reason why is because I'm going to let you know that I invest in what I know. I invest in reading. I invest in researching. I invest in knowing about information. And there's no way that I'm going to act like I don't, or that we're the same. There's no way I can do that. A professor in college is not the same as a third grade math teacher. Why? Because he's invested in his education and his knowledge. He knows more. He can carry his head and address things better and do things that third grade teacher can't do. And that's just the truth. It's not bad. It's always easy for somebody to hear the truth, and the truth isn't as positive or beyond them. Know your truth, relish in it. Sometimes the truth just sounds that damn good. And guys, educate yourself, man. Educate yourself beyond what you're being told. I guarantee you'll feel better. It's KQ signing out. It's been real. Think about it.